The 12th New York State Men's Amateur Floorball Championship took place alongside the 11th Senior Amateur Floorball in the inaugural Super Senior Floorball at Turning Stone Resort and Casino in Verona. Players competed over 36 holes of 4-ball stroke play in hopes to add their names to their respective trophies. This year's larger field saw an abundance of strong teams in the men's open division, where after round 1, 3 teams were tied for first place, including the Haynes brothers, David and Billy, who are no strangers to the top of the leaderboard. The past champions from Crag Burn shot 6 under on Sunday, playing the Kaluhyat course. Rounding out the top 3 included Rochester duo Tim Koykendall and Chris Riter, who also managed to dominate the course, shooting 6 under to tie the lead. Lancaster's Andrew Romano and Derek Roller also shot a low round of 66. Entering the second day, it seemed like it was going to be a 3-way battle. The Haynes brothers demonstrated their firepower early, making a birdie and knocking in a long eagle putt on the 4th hole, and they never looked back. Romano and Roller had trouble early and were 2 over through the first 4 holes. Koykendall and Roter made a last-minute push to put pressure on the Haynes brothers, making 3 birdies in their last 4 holes, but it proved to not be enough. University of Rochester teammates Junfen Wang and Jirong Liu finished in a tie for 3rd at 11 under. Wang and Liu fired a tournament low 64 in the final round at Shenendoah.
It's awesome. I'm 12 years older than him, so I'm the oldest of 6, he's the youngest. And yeah, it's really cool to win with your brother and enjoy it with the family like we will tonight. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Yeah.
The 11th New York State Senior Floorball also took place at Turning Stone and featured some of the best senior players in the state, showcasing their skills at the Shenendoah course during the opening round. After day 1 on the course, solo first place belonged to Central New York duo of Chris Smithers and David Hicks, who teamed up for a 7 under 65 to hold a 1-stroke lead heading into the final round. Another pair from Central New York, Joe Babcock and 2-time New York State Mid-Am champ Luke Hobaika, finished right behind them and 1 shot back with a 66. John Bufalini and Robert Hughes of Watertown, along with the Capital Region team Mark Chilinsky and Jim Mueller, also fired a 67 on day 1 to round out the top 3. However, on day 2, 2009 New York State Mid-Am champ Kenneth Riter and Andy Bernatovicz, both from Buffalo, surged up the leaderboard and tied the low senior round of the day with a 6 under 66. Babcock and Hobaika, who played alongside Smithers and Hicks, found themselves making costly bogeys and played themselves out of the top 2. Coming down to the wire, Ryder and Bernatovicz were tied for the lead with 2019 champions Wade Sarkis and Ken Ogden of Rochester, who came back from a 70 on the first day, and were 6 under for the championship with 1 hole left to play each. Ryder sank a 15-footer for birdie on their final hole to go up by 1 stroke, which would eventually be the deciding putt to earn them the senior victory.
To do it with such a dear friend and a buddy who, you know, for the last 20 years, we've traveled to all the state events. We stay together all the time. We drive together. It brings tears to my eyes that I was able to do it with Kenny. I'm just so happy I can't begin to explain.
The inaugural New York State Men's Super Senior Amateur Floorball Championship for men ages 65 and older took place as well, and the first championship winners were decided. The New York City duo Tom Yellin and Dan Levinson managed to come back from being down 2 shots at the end of round 1 and took home the first Super Senior trophies. With 6 birdies on the card, Tom and Dan clinched their first state title together and finished at 9 under 135. In second place was Jim Johnson and Jim Burns of Shenendoah, who were able to keep pace with the champions throughout the final round, but in the end finished 8 under on the weekend, 1 stroke short. The leaders after round 1, 2 past New York State Golf Association champions, Randy Young and Don Van Gorder, had a 2 under 142 total finish in solo 4th place.
You know, it's great to have your name on the top of the trophy because everyone else who gets it will see you there. And I think it's also shows that the baby boom generation requires ever more categories to give us an opportunity to compete. But it was really fun and really meaningful. It's great to win a state event and to do it with